And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym into Crypto, episode 677. Today is Wednesday, March 10th, 2021, and I'm King, here to bridge the gap between community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday at 10ish. And today's top stories: JP Morgan launching crypto exposure basket featuring MicroStrategy and Square. Solution to scale Ethereum 100 times is imminent and will get us through until Ethereum 2, says Vitalik Buterin. BlockFi users targeted in racist and vulgar email attack, and digital currency group to put up to $250 million into Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust. But of course, first and foremost is go ahead and look at these prices on the day today. Coming in super green today. I know a lot of people are excited to see this. But as you can see, let's go ahead and take a peek at this. Bitcoin is coming in. There we go. It just hit green. I was about to say, I saw it actually blink up almost at 57,000 on some exchanges. But right now, Bitcoin is at $56,347, up 3.18%. Ethereum is at $1,847, up 0.81%. We have Binance Coin coming in at number 3 at $285.73, up 6.18%. Cardano is at $1.17, down 0.92%. Got to start talking about Polkadot. Polkadot's at $39.14, up 8.32%. Let's see. And we have Uniswap at $32.14, down 3.69%. So for the most coins had about 5% slides today in either direction, either going up or down. And not a lot of market movement. Of course, we saw Bitcoin in the last 2 days essentially go from about $46,000 to $47,000 to 56,000 and some change right now. And again, that has happened in the last couple of days. Some quick shout outs before we talk more price. I wanted to show you all some indicators when you're looking at trading, because I am seeing people start to go crazy about different tokens again. Quick shout outs: Notes from Jude, what's going on? Leroy Forbes, blessings. Sergeant Mac, what's going on? Blues Lover, Ashley Robles, 001, Lisa Lee, Marcus Howell, P-Man Van, Jiu-Jitsu Crypto, Malik Howard, Tessa Hall, Latasha Ray, Edward K, Miss Limitless, Helen, Diva Style, Quarter Crawler, Tasha Clark, Fanteezy 731, Patrick Walter, what up though? Mickey Ross, Alfonso Clark, LB Stevens, Brian Allen, Chubby, Audrey, KB NYC, Gracie, Christopher Land, Les Square, there we go. Yeah, Bitcoin's a day. As we said yesterday, he got back in blood, and hey, you got to pay the cost of the boss when you mess up. No, I'm just kidding. He's out today running around town, but he should be back tomorrow to join us. But one thing I want to, and thanks for everybody for joining. Make sure you smash that like and share. As it was suggested yesterday, I would hate to have to play that Rick Roll music to get you all to like this video. So make sure you smash that. So one thing, let's go ahead and get into it. Of course, this is the type of stuff we would talk about on our Sunday series, Talk Shop Live at 6 p.m. But I felt the need to have to share today. I did see some more Dogecoin news come out. The Dogecoin news that came out, they're making the Doge DEX. They're making the whole Doge DEX so you can trade your Doge on decentralized exchange. That looks to be the game plan right now. But I want to look at market cap, or excuse me, circulating supply. I want to look at circulating supply because again, people are calling for these coins to hit crazy prices. I understand the fervor involved, but right now you have Mark Cuban essentially doing a Dogecoin tour. Like I saw Mark Cuban in the news today. I guess he's going to be on Cointelegraph tonight or something. They're going to be interviewing him. I know he's interviewed a couple of days ago. Like literally, he's done like 2 or 3 cryptocurrency interviews within 7 days. And before this, he's probably done 3 or 4 cryptocurrency interviews in the last few years, right? So he is really doing his Dogecoin tour. I'm with it. I know he's a big holder, apparently, or somebody in his family is. But I want to show you how far some of these coins actually have to go for it to reach that price point. Again, looking at Bitcoin right now, circulating supply 18,650,000. Now we know that to be a few million off because of all the Bitcoin that have been lost and unrecoverable. But let's just say for whatever purposes is that 18,650,000. You have Ethereum is at 114 million. This is a circulating supply again, people. Ethereum at 114 million circulating supply. Binance Coin 154 million circulating supply. Now look at this one, Cardano. We all love some Cardano, right? It's supposed to be Ethereum killer. It is at 31 billion, almost 32 billion as a supply. Literally look at this number, people. $32 billion or 32 billion tokens in their supply. Where you can see here, Ethereum has 114,000. Let's go to another one I know you all love. Ripple, XRP, $45 billion, or excuse me, I keep saying dollars, 45 billion tokens in supply. Really 45 billion and 404 million, 28,640. So again, that's 45 billion. You have Cardano at 31 billion tokens in supply. Let's see, go down to now one of everyone's favorites, Dogecoin, 128 billion, 701,930,724 Doge tokens out there, people. Now again, this market has seen crazy things, so who knows? But the chances of this thing going to $1 before so many other amazing projects out there that could possibly do the same thing going, I just don't see it right now. So just kind of focus on that when it comes to some of your trading decisions, investment decisions. Things like Dogecoin, that's a fun coin, people. You shouldn't be throwing your life savings at it. You shouldn't be stuck in it trying to worry about how you can, get liquid. Throw your fun money into it, because with 114 or 120 something billion tokens, again, if that were to reach $1, people, the volume in the 24-hour, the volume on it and the market cap on it would be crazy. I don't even know the math off the top of my head, but that market cap would be absolutely insane. Again, we would need to see Ripple. We have seen it hit $3 before after they've done a crazy media run. So again, not far-fetched, but Ripple hit that $3, and again, that's at $45 billion 45 billion tokens with a working team internationally. Can Dogecoin do it with almost triple the amount of tokens and less of a team? I guess we shall find out, but just make sure you know that they can keep on. As Antonio said, there's also no coin cap. So the minute they do start hitting $1, who's to say they just don't print out more of them? So want to make sure we check that out. All right. Top story of the day. Oh my goodness. I hope for that article cam I had all those numbers up for you. Article cam, JP Morgan launching crypto exposure basket featuring MicroStrategy and Square. The day is upon us, people. This is what I mean. JP Morgan is in position to officially steal this narrative. It is what it is. I've warned about this for years. It is happening. In another 2 or 3 years, again, JP Morgan will probably be one of the leaders in the crypto industry, which would be just crazy to see happen. After, of course, their CEO, Jamie the Dino Diamond, called it a fraud in 2017 and essentially crashed that price almost, 40 to 50%. But it looks like the financial services giant has filed paperwork with the SEC to launch a debt instrument linked to 11 crypto-focused firms. They designed a new debt instrument. I love all these derivatives on derivatives, people. They're about to be the leader in cryptocurrency without actually suggesting people buy cryptocurrency, but instead they should buy one of these new debt instruments. I mean, I don't even like the word debt. Who likes the word debt? Why would you want to buy a new debt instrument? They are telling you what this instrument is going to do. It's going to put you in debt somehow. But JP Morgan Chase has designed a new debt instrument that provides investors direct exposure to a basket of crypto-focused companies, according to a new filing with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. JP Morgan's cryptocurrency exposure basket, March 2021, is described as an unequally weighted basket consisting of 11 reference stocks of U.S. listed companies that operate businesses directly and indirectly related to cryptocurrencies. The instrument allocates 20% to MicroStrategy, the data analytics firm with 91,000 plus Bitcoin on its balance sheet. It also provides direct exposure to Square and Riot Blockchain, two companies with significant exposure to Bitcoin, NVIDIA Corporation, and PayPal Holdings, each with an account for 15% of the basket. Essentially, every main company, all the institutions, the big ones that just got involved in the crypto space these last few years, are the companies JP Morgan wants to target. What I can probably assume is on the back end, they made the deals. Hey, we all get together, we make this crypto basket of sorts, we sell this as a product, and we all get a percentage off it, right? Advanced Micro Devices, Taiwan Semiconductor Company, International Continental Exchange, CME Group, Overstock.com, and Silvergate Capital are also included in the basket. Wow. The prospectus states the weights of the reference stocks were determined based in part on exposure to Bitcoin, correlation to Bitcoin, and liquidity. All right. This is for my investors out there who are thinking they might get into this. First, the biggest takeaway from this that I'm going to say is that they make it sound good. What is it? They even say it. They say it provides direct exposure to these companies. If you're in the cryptocurrency space, the only thing you want direct exposure to, I won't say the only thing, but something you definitely want direct exposure to is the underlying asset. You want direct exposure to Bitcoin, not a company that's buying Bitcoin for whatever reason. Not a company. I mean, again, that would be a good way to double down on making your money. Maybe find something that's in the space that's less volatile. I can see this being good, again, for retirement funds, the firefighter fund, the police union fund, all that good stuff. I can see this being more appealing to them in the short term when these companies like JP Morgan, you got to remember, they already have these accounts established. They already have the New York Firemen's Fund or firefighting fund. All they have to do is go to that meeting and say, ooh, I don't know if you want to put your whole fund into Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. That's really risky to do all that. Now, what you might want to do is put your entire fund or put a large percentage of your fund into our crypto basket or wherever they're calling it, our exposure basket. That way, if it does go all the way down, you won't lose as much money, and we can keep you at a steady growth rate of, I'm assuming it would have to be higher than the 15 to 20% on the traditional market. So with a basket like this and them actually owning the underlying Bitcoin like MicroStrategy, they may be able to guarantee these funds like, hey, we can get you at a 30% a year thing. Meanwhile, the price of Bitcoin, as that continues to increase, or other cryptocurrency plays and continue to increase, they're making way more than 30% in the actual market while they're only offering you that small percentage. So again, I would still say to go with the underlying asset for bigger funds. I get the pitch. I understand how this is going to work. But what's even more important, I want to definitely point out, with some of these companies that are in here, two definite buy signals to me. And again, these are the things we talk about on Sunday, Talk Shop Live, when we talk altcoins and everything. Bitcoin Zay's in here, so I figured I'd throw you all some free bones today, especially since I was late on my own. One of which I see Overstock.com. If you know about Overstock, ex-CEO Byrne, they were heavily invested into Ravencoin, which we talked about before. So to see them put into this basket of instruments and them being heavily invested into Ravencoin tells me in the future, if this basket of instruments begins to get bought up, then that project that they're invested in will also go up. This is my fundamental analysis that I will look at. And another one, just looking at the names of these companies, I think we're already seeing it being reflected in the price the last few days, as I think it went up like 30 or something percent. But Hedera is another one. It has essentially the same companies working with them. Like, they are only working with Fortune 100 companies for the most part. It would be highly unlikely they don't partner and do something with JP Morgan as well. It is literally the same companies that bank with JP Morgan Chase. I don't see why they want to actually do a partnership as well. Like I said, I think we've already seen Hedera react to this news the last 2 or 3 days as it started to pump. But again, something long-term, that is something also to watch as a tradable asset, as a tradable token, because of the companies getting involved with JP Morgan and them selling this basket of cryptocurrencies for everyone out there who doesn't know they should actually just buy the cryptocurrency themselves. So something to pay attention to if you're looking to make a little bit in the market. What's going on in the Logic Sphere? It says centralized entities controlling Bitcoin with traditional financial instruments is the future. This is what I'm telling you. It is crazy. Centralized entities controlling Bitcoin with traditional instruments. Like, people, the reason why we have Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, once again, for the new people, is to get away from all this. There's no reason you need a basket of whatever they're calling it to diversify. You can diversify in the market by buying Bitcoin, by buying some of these altcoins, the crap coins out there. You want to really diversify, buy some NFTs, go over here and stake some coins, right? Gemini allows you to stake and do all this different stuff now. There's different coins that basically operate as savings accounts where they're getting you 7.6 a return a year. So there's so many other ways to diversify. I don't know why they would go back to the banks, because here's the deal. If everyone goes back to the banks with this, we buy up all these baskets of cryptocurrency plans and we use them for our debt, whatever, and X, Y, and Z, then we are literally creating the same system we're leaving. And the moment one of these banks either actually go out of business or some type of black swan event happens where it's a whole economic collapse or something, they will be repaid with tax money, which is why we're trying to get away with this, so you can keep your own money. S1 Dub said people will buy their basket of Bitcoin exposed companies, and the money JP Morgan will make off this fund, they will go buy Bitcoin directly. Fake out. Exactly. I mean, that's always the place to get everything else you're getting from everywhere else and to buy more Bitcoin. So we know that, right? What's going on, Kadeem Midget? Cavs Credit, Crypto Culture, Les Square from New Jersey, Notes from Jew. Let's see, Christopher Land, top of the morning to you. There we go. Let's get to this 10K subscribers. Last couple days, we put up another 200. The race to 9K is here. Smash that like and share video. People, I just gave y'all 2 great coins right now. Raven coin is probably starting to pop as we speak because they only follow the Bitcoin chart usually. And again, Hedera has been pumping the last few days, but if you look at the companies involved in that, again, those are worth some likes and share. Let me get some likes and share for that real quick. What's going on, Carmelo Sherabin? What's going on, Crypto Warriors, top of the pyramid to you all. There we go. Yes, we do have to have Zaya on here. Maybe we'll do that for another Sunday episode, talk about the Bitcoin ATM. You saw that in the trailer video. We've had an ATM now for about, 4 years and some change. So yeah, Bitcoin ATM, he is all about the technical side of that for sure. What's going on, Amanda Booth, Colston? Good morning from Cleveland, Ken Mitchin. Let's see, I've seen some great comments real quick. Juice Man 1021, thank you for the tip. This $5 goes toward Zay's jump shot lessons. There we go. Did he say he's giving out jump shot lessons? He got a nice one. I gotta give it to him. Let's see. Yes, Satoshi X said, how the hell do you tax something that you say it holds no value? IRS equals BS. Yeah, we talked about them yesterday. That's just gang, man. They can tax whatever they want, I guess. Let's see. The Logic Spirit said, Bitcoin maxis deny the fact that banks and governments are gaining control of Bitcoin. They are gaining control of Bitcoin. They're doing it through misinformation, of course. They're doing it through not only buying it themselves or confiscating it themselves, but also buying or going through some of these third-party companies like JP Morgan. JP Morgan and the government are tight friends. So if JP Morgan owns some Bitcoin, the government owns some Bitcoin. There we go. Crypto Key said they love debt. Debt-based world. I'm going to tell you all something. Here's another reason why the banks hate crypto. When you're talking about debt, it's becoming more popular. It's not there yet. But if we continue on the trend we're continuing, then your credit won't even matter, people. Like, and I'm saying this from experience. Like, I'm telling you, if you're liquid or if you have enough crypto where you can become liquid, your credit don't matter. Like, you can literally have bad credit. Yeah, you might pay more cash up front or whatever. But if you have, again, cryptocurrency, you're probably outpacing what you will owe on some of that credit. So when it comes to debt and credit anyway, in the traditional system, I've already been off it for a few years. I'm not seriously worried about it, especially as crypto becomes bigger, because again, a lot of these companies are buying Bitcoin up in mass so they can say, hey, we have XYZ monetary system, product, or whatever, and it's backed by Bitcoin. That would become even bigger than saying, well, we have a credit line with JP Morgan, or would you rather have something that's backed by Bitcoin? I personally would rather have something that's backed by Bitcoin. So again, I'm with you, Crypto Key. That debt word, that's becoming a word of the past, at least around here in these part. All right. Solution to Ethereum. 100 times is imminent and will get us through until Ethereum 2, says Vitalik Buterin. That is right. The author of the Ethereum white paper, Vitalik Buterin, believes rollups will solve Ethereum scaling woes until the introduction of Ethereum to sharding. Now, I'm not going to get super technical, but essentially what is going on with Ethereum right now, for, of course, those who have been trying to buy or do all types of decentralized exchanges, you have to use Ethereum gas to do that, GWE and all that good stuff. Even for some of your NFTs, the transaction fees for the Ethereum network are high. Now, they hope to solve this by scaling it, allowing for more transactions, fewer seconds, and making it more efficient. However, the solution for that, while it's still far out, Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin is coming out saying rollups are coming very soon. He said, adding, we're fully confident that by the time we need any more scaling of that sharding, will have already been ready for a long time by then. So for those who don't know, rollups are second layer solutions that process and store transaction data on I can't talk right now, on a designated sidechain before bundling batches of transactions together onto Ethereum's mainnet. The solutions are designed to mitigate Ethereum scaling woes, where fierce competition for bandwidth on the Ethereum mainnet has resulted in skyrocketing fees. So again, this is essentially a side chain. We've seen this like with the Lightning network, with Litecoin transactions and everything. This is very similar, but for Ethereum. Again, the thing to remember is that if you have rollups, but you don't have sharding, you still have 100 times factor scaling, right? You still have the ability for the blockchain to go up to somewhere between 1,000 and 4,000 transactions a second, depending on how complex these transactions are. And he even mentioned some of the already side chains that are out. Here it is. There was actually simpler rollups that are only capable of processing simple transactions that are exchanging between assets, like Loopring, very familiar with Loopring as a side chain, and ZK Sync. He added, noting these rollups have already been running stably for about a year, so rollups aren't even theory. They've been a practical part of the scalability of Ethereum for a few users for almost a year. I will agree with that because Loopring has been up and running. However, when it comes to scaling, I would have to say things like Loopring aren't widely known, so there's no way to really know if it's scaling, if everyone isn't trying to use it at once. And again, I like Vitalik's optimism on this, and it's crazy because that's what the actual updates call, Optimism's rollups. But optimism is the word, and he knows that is the word, which is why they're calling it optimism. Again, these are very smart people. I know it will be tried and tested, but to think, especially at the rate of Ethereum is being used right now, at the rate you would need to scale right now, yeah, you better call that project optimism, because if this thing is going to roll out and scale perfectly, we all know the chances of that happening are highly unlikely unless they perfect that thing in the sandbox. Not saying they cannot, but again, very optimistic. But the even bigger question for you all as investors, again, can they get these rollups out? Will it work? And can they get the layer 2 scaling out, and will it work before competitors like Cardano start to take off, before competitors like Polkadot, like Ravencoin, like some of these other projects you all love? Can Ethereum actually scale quickly enough before these other projects take off and catch up? So again, that is the big question, because let's just say, again, for example, let's say Cardano does figure out how to do the settle the scaling debate or whatever, and can put the same type of smart contracts and assets on their network. Then you could see a flippening, even with them having like 24 billion tokens or whatever, and Ethereum only having 114 million. It's about scaling. It's about which one will work first and work best. So again, Ethereum, of course, has the resources. They're in the lead. But if one of these companies or projects can outscale them quicker and do the same thing, we may see Ethereum fail. So hopefully these rollups can work, but they need to get those rollups rolled out like ASAP. And of course, like they call it, the Optimism project, or the Optimism, they need to have that working, because that thing would be terrible if it doesn't. JCI, what's going on? Say, hey man, you should research deflectprotocol.io. Multi-chain launchpad where they launch any project into Ethereum, BSC, Matic, DAI, Tomo. All right, bullish on that. Definitely will take a peek at that, deflectprotocol.io. All right. Let's see. BlockFi users targeted in racist and vulgar email attack. I went and covered this article in the spirit of Bitcoin Day and Bitcoin Black America. As we always talk about, these are the things I kind of ignore, whether it's in this space or not. But as he also says, hey, it is happening. It's hard to ignore when it's just literally happening. It looks like here in this latest email attack, roughly 500 people were in for a random surprise on March 8th, receiving a profanity-laced correspondent from BlockFi after their email addresses were used to sign up for fake accounts. It looks like, according to employees of the company, a single attacker began the registration process for more than 1,000 fake accounts on March 7th, using email addresses belonging to real users. The attacker entered vulgar and racist terms as the first and last names for the fake accounts, which resulted in about 500 emails containing offensive language being sent out automatically before BlockFi caught on to the problem and halted registrations altogether. And again, you can see people tweeting saying, I got asked from them this weekend to confirm my account, which I never signed up for in the first place. When I opened it, it said hi, N-word, except, of course, with the most violent racial slur was spelled out fully. And again, these are more people with the same type of tweets. And of course, BlockFi got shut down, as you can see here, as this kept going on. Now, by and large, the racist stuff isn't like the problem to me. I mean, that is what it is. As far as the technology side, like BlockFi, whatever, they need to figure out their systems. Like, they've been essentially hacked 2 times in the last few weeks. Third time's a charm. So that would be my first concern. The second thing is, again, in the space, people, for whatever reason, there's weird people in every space. But this space is about making money, right? So if I wake up and what I see like that has nothing to do with making money, I'm just going to kind of push that to the side and focus, because what these people want you to do is lose your focus. They want you to lose your focus when it's a trading day and Bitcoin's at 56,000 and you're going crazy over this hate email you just received. But again, this sounds like someone who's very immature, a young hacker more or less likely, because the hackers who are actually good and who are actually in this for the business of it, whether they're racist or not, they are not going to show their exploit. They're not going to show they've exploited your systems. They're in your systems just to send racist emails and messages. Like, there was nothing financial. There was no financial gain from it. So again, I'm sure this person won't keep doing this without being caught, because at this point they're just kind of leaving a breadcrumb trail. But essentially, they seem to be young or deeply disturbed. But either way, again, none of, like, the person who is hacking isn't making money, which is crazy. Like, you're hacking crypto companies and you're not taking money. You're sending mean tweets. And then the people who pay attention to it aren't making money because they're paying attention to it. People, if you see this madness, just know there's all type of hackers and scammers out there saying crazy things. And some people might say something racist or something to you in the email just to get you to click something. Just to get you to, you want to unsubscribe, click here. It could have a fake link on that unsubscribe just to download or upload something to your computer. So again, make sure when you see that stuff, you're not paying attention to it. Ignore the trolls. Like James Johnson said, ignore the noise. We are here to make money. That is the only thing I won't say I care about, but when it comes to the emails and tweets like that, that's the thing I focus on. Let's see, Nathan Hewville, great point. You sound like Mr. Wonderful off of Shark Tank. Nathan said, what happens to Ethereum price if Vitalik gets hit by a bus? That's called systemic risk, my dudes. That is something Mr. Wonderful always says on Shark Tank. You know, someone has a great idea and they're like, I can do this, I can do that. This project's success solely lies with me. And Mr. Wonderful is always like, so you tell me if you get hit by a bus tomorrow, I'll lose my whole investment. And then they're trying to backpedal. I don't know if that would be the case, only because the foundation and the amount of developers working on Ethereum. Again, this was his baby. This was the inception, his conception, or whatever, that being Vitalik Buterin and Ethereum. But just like Coinbase was Brian Armstrong, and I forgot the other gentleman name. For those who don't know, he actually had a partner who went to Duke as well. So he, sold out a few years ago, sold his shares or whatever, or at least left his position at the company. But what will Coinbase look once it actually does is $100 billion IPO? I mean, I can pretty much guarantee you it's going to look totally different than what it is now. So I don't think it will be over. I think it will be one of those things where they might take that initial dip and then people will kind of sit on the sideline and watch what happens. And if they make a couple of mistakes right off the bat, I think it will kind of be over for sure in the short 3 to 5 year term. But if they continue to move forward, then hey, maybe not. But I do get what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people, I'm seeing Logic Spirit too. Vitalik is going to override the miners with 199.05, which is proof Ethereum is centralized. Yeah, Bitcoin Zay always says Ethereum is centralized as well. So there you go. Thumb of the Face said most developers are working on Ethereum. When Dan Larimore left EOS, it only had a temporary price effect. Great point there as well. And that's when it comes to market psychology, people. Let's say Vitalik Buterin does get hit by a bus, God forbid, but let's say something happens so we can't work on the project. Probably at this point, 75% at least, anecdotal, but just people I talk to in the space, people I talk to about cryptocurrency out and about, Most people don't know who Vitalik Buterin is. And again, 75 was a conservative number. I would go as far as say 95% of the people in Ethereum, invested in Ethereum, around it, NFTs, they don't know who he is. So with that being said, if he were to get hit by a bus or something were to happen, I get with I think who's that? Thumb in the face. I get what he's saying. Like nothing might actually happen to the price because no one knows who he is because he's just too smart for his own good. All right, last but certainly not least, Digital Currency Group to put up $250 million into Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust. That is right. Big bullish sentiment. The blockchain investment firm said it will buy the GBTC shares on the open market. For those who don't know, though, again, this cryptocurrency and blockchain focused investment firm, Digital Currency Group, is to put, again, $250 million to shares of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, its subsidiary flagship product. That is right. They are using their profit to buy back into their own company, buying their own Bitcoin shares. Like, what bigger of a bullish sentiment do you need to see than that? Investors into Bitcoin who have been in Bitcoin for what? Since 2013, I believe. Yeah, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, launched in 2013, is the world's largest Bitcoin fund, offering investors the opportunity to gain exposure to the leading cryptocurrency. Essentially, they all are already set when it comes to Bitcoin rich, right? They have enough of their own. They have enough of as a company. They have enough Bitcoin, and yet the parent company still goes in to buy back Bitcoin shares of its own trust, which means they only see the value of this thing. I mean, that is crazy to see. That's almost like, again, Tesla, this whole Tesla versus Bitcoin debate. What would happen, or what happens when Tesla takes profit and buys back his own shares, right? They must believe in their underlying product. So that's the same thing here. Digital Currency Group, they have $250 million they're looking at to buy some of their own GBTC shares. To me, this shows me that they know it's valuable. They know where it's going. And they're continuing that race now. This is the arms race, people. Buying Bitcoin is going to be the same as buying a nuclear missile soon. Do you understand that? And maybe I'm exaggerating when I say a nuclear missile, but at least a missile or a bomb. Because I remember when I was deployed, you had to learn all the facts. A lot of those things were between 118, 120,000. Some were $200 to $3,000, $300,000. I'm talking about actual missiles and bombs that go into jets, people. That's the cost of some of them. And yeah, once Bitcoin hits that price, you will actually be buying a missile. You will have bombs. So this is a arms race, people. Like, I say that and mean it. When one Bitcoin gets to that 100K, 200K mark, you can essentially buy a bomb, buy a missile with it. And for those who are overseas in different countries, I know for a fact you can go out and buy some military helicopters and all types of boats and stuff. So it will be a Bitcoin arms race, the proliferation of those who own the most. And again, I say all that to say, Digital Currency Group, this is the reason why they're buying it back, because they woke up today and saw that JP Morgan news the same way we did and was like, oh, hell no. We've been in, like, Digital Currency Group, they've been in space since 2013. They're not about to let JP Morgan come in with the pump fake and start offering a debt basket of derivatives of crypto when they've already been doing that essentially by offering shares into the Bitcoin Trust. That is competition. What do? They wake up, hey, put 250 million back down on our own business. They want it. But yes, people, this is a bullish sentiment. I know people just literally 3 or 4 days ago were still questioning and worrying about the market, even though we've only been down a number of days throughout this entire year. People were worried about the market. This to me says, do not worry. If companies are going back in and using $250 million of profit to buy back into their own shares of their trust, that is as bullish as it gets. All right, last few comments before we get out here. James Johnson. Does Amazon stop shipping if Jeff Bezos catches cancer? Did Apple go under when Steve Jobs died? Too big to fail comes from scaling, and Ethereum has scaled into a multi-billion-dollar platform. We good. That's true. Fumble the face. Ethereum miners will take a hit anyway when we move to Ethereum 2.0. EIP 1559 will make Ethereum deflationary, which will be good for miners and holders. There we go. PFC Will said it's innovative and no rules against them doing it like stocks. Talking about the buyback. Great point, Track. Hey, Trek, Crypto Blood always got you on, man. We got to get you on here soon. James Doe said, how much Bitcoin for a bottle of clean water? What, Satoshis? I don't know, probably some Satoshis. James Doe also said, Bitcoin won't be used by criminals. It will be used for completely legal wars, proxy wars, and political gain. You couldn't have said that better. Like, that's what's crazy. This whole thing started Bitcoin's for criminals, pedophiles, drug dealers, money launderers. Bitcoin is evil and bad. And oh my goodness, you hit the nail on the head. When it's all said and done, though, it won't be used by criminals. It will be used for completely legal wars, proxy wars, and political gain. I mean, we're already seeing it being used for political gain. And if you're talking about Venezuela and stuff, then the wars are already started as well. And that's going to be crazy. I mean, literally, that's going to be crazy where they say Bitcoin's from criminals. Then next thing you know, we're collecting taxes on Bitcoins to fund World War III. Yeah, we hope that don't happen. And last but not least, and one Play 5 said, we're not falling for that. We're not getting scared off the blockchain tech. There you go, people. There you go. It is crazy to see everything that's going on in space. As always, thanks for watching. That is the show for today. Hopefully Bitcoin's Day is back tomorrow so he can give me some more metaphors to work with, some more jokes. Did you know he keep it popping here? But make sure you smash that like and share. Check us out tomorrow at 10ish for some more